Hello YouTube. Today I'll be showing a Feline Akh Slayer guide. They're basically classified as Soul Devourers, and they're the new Slayer creature located in the Sophanem Slayer dungeon. The requirements are, you need level 107 Slayer to kill them, and it requires the new Manifold quest called Jack of Spades. The fastest way to get to Sophanem Slayer dungeon is by the teleport tablet. It's untradeable, and you unlock it from tier 4 reputation on any district in Menifus. You can craft this in your player-owned house with 2 law runes and 1 soft clay. The other alternative is Max Guild skill portal to the luminous divination spot. Then run a little north and a little west and you'll see the entrance. The easiest way to get to this dungeon is by the Menifos lodestone. Then run a little east and talk to the guards in the middle to cross the bridge. Then run south from the end of the bridge until you see the dungeon. Okay, so now that you're in the dungeon, as soon as you enter for the first time, go to the northeast room and climb down the ladder. Then run all the way north and all the way around to the east side and a little to your south. So what you want to do is just keep going further south and then go around to the west. When you see the large rocks, click remove, and that means you now unlock the shortcut. Now anytime you want to go to this place again, go to the northwest corner, then climb down the chasm and you can get there directly. So I'm just going to get into the mechanics. Now they're very easy to kill. However, they can hit very hard but inaccurate, so if you get piled, it's kind of troublesome. They have a special attack that happens when they're at 2.2k HP. And basically what happens is, you see this orange bar, right? There will be a game message that's also saying, the feline will start to call others to help for attack. So then what ends up happening is, after 5 seconds, it'll fill the bar. And when the bar is filled, it'll launch an extremely powerful magic attack that can hit at least 3k, so just be aware of this, you know? Then it also causes nearby feline to be aggressive to you. So because of this, it can suddenly deal you lots of damage in seconds. So here's my equipment setup, and I'm using melee because they have Scrimshaw Vampirism to sustain damage. So first, I have the Noxious Scythe. Dragon Rider Lance can be an okay alternative. The perks I have are Precise 5 and Aftershock 3. Then I have the full Slayer helmet. I have Torva Plate Body, and the perks I have are Enhanced Devoted 3 and Crackling 3. I'm using Bandos Plate Legs, but some of you may bring Torva Plate Legs instead. You don't really need much defense after this. The perks I have on there are Genocidal and Biting 2 plus Mobile. Then I have Bandos Gloves, and you can use Death Touch Bracelet to reflect back some DPS damage, but you don't really need that as it's not really worth the cost. And then I have Bandos Boots, and you can maybe use Silverhawk Boots alternatively for Agility XP. The ring I have is the Leviathan ring, and really I use this as a defensive bonus. Otherwise, Luck of the Dwarves or Surgeon's Ring works just fine. I have Amulet of Souls, and because they hit very hard and rapidly, this amulet helps soak some damage. Then I have Scrimshaw Vampirism, and I strongly recommend this, because this is your main healing source. Vampirism Aura can be an alternative healing source, or else maybe you can use Penance or Inspiration Aura. And then I have Elf City Quiver, and that is for prayer bonus. So for my inventory setup, I'm using an Aggression Potion, Holy Overloads, Weapon Poison ++, Replenishment Potions, and I bring a few Prayer Potions. You may want to bring a couple of pieces of food just in case. The familiar I have is a Steel Titan, otherwise Demon Brawlers are nice as well. You don't need a Pack Yak or Legendary Pet, because the drops come in the chest. And so very importantly, I may have said this a couple of times, but each kill requires a Feather of Mat. And you need to buy this from the NPC outside the Sophanem Slayer dungeon for 1.5k GP each. Otherwise, Shifting Tombs minigame has them. The stock's usually enough to last you a full task. Then I have Charming Imp finally, and that is in my Slayer tool belt. For prayers, I'm using Turmoil, or you can use a tier 99 prayer. You want to use Deflect Melee, because Soul Split will not heal back enough damage. For my action bar, I have Cleave on the first slot. Then I follow the rest of the basic abilities as you can see on screen. Tuska's Wrath is on the side in case you need a quick 1 vs 1 DPS, or you can use this as an instant critical for the Meteor Strike Adrenaline effect. The thresholds I have are Hurricane and Quake. And you also want to use Devotion here, because they hit a lot of melee attacks on you, so the only ultimate I use is Meteor Strike. You don't want to use Berserk here because it's extremely dangerous if you do so. So here's a strategy. You want to stand in the middle of the dungeon, and this is where most of the spawns cluster. Use AoE abilities as often as possible. Especially what you want to do is focus on the low HP felines as your main target. Now the special attack, like I said before, hits extremely strong with Mage. So this is why I focus on the low HP felines as the main target. But yeah, using AoE abilities should just kill them fast enough. So really, it isn't as AFK as it looks, but even then, you can try flicking Scrimshaw Vampirism on and off, which I actually did in this video, but it's very, very risky. And last but not least, again, don't use Berserk because they hit really hard, and you won't have spare adrenaline anyways. So here are the drops, and so the drops can be collected to a chest in the Slayer dungeon that you can claim at any time. The key to crossing corrupted gems and charms are not going to be collected there. And if you die, you must pay a small percentage of the chest in order to claim it. Otherwise, you lose the drops completely. You can toggle whether you get the drops manually or auto-collect to the chest, but if you do get it manually, you do get a 20% chance of double drops. It's not really worth it, to be honest, but I mean the drops are actually okay overall. Factoring in the cost of feathers and the Scrimshaw, expect around 3 mil GP per hour. This is around 4 mil in raw drops. Now this profit calculation is excluding the chance of getting the key to crossing or the corrupted gems, because I don't know how much they're worth, and the prices can fluctuate a lot. Last but not least, it's very amazing for Crimson Charms, and you can expect around 300 of these per hour of slaying these. So overall in 16.5 minutes, I killed 290 felines. This equates to over 1k kills per hour, and you get a whopping 1.1 mil melee combat XP per hour. As for Slayer XP, you get 550k Slayer XP per hour. Since you get 8.2 reputation per kill, you can average over 8.2k reputation per hour. So really, it's an amazing task for Slayer XP, and especially amazing for melee combat XP. The profit is also pretty decent as well for something like this, because yeah, I haven't really seen many good profit creatures in the Menaphos Slayer dungeon. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.